Here we are with another issue that I have to solve. I have a broken axle. As you can tell right there. I'll show you even better later. But I'll show you what sounds the car will make. It starts just fine, of course. Okay, let's go. Starts just fine. But when you try to put R, or even R, you're gonna hear some. Yeah, it's getting super confused. And if you try to accelerate or something, it will do that sound. So in other words, the engine through the transmission is not connecting to anything here. It's up in here, and the other one it does. So what we have to do is take the wheel out and replace the CV axle. So the important thing here, if you know how parking works, here there's a small slope. I had to put it with the blocks here and the handbrake. Because if you trust on the parking doesn't work. The only thing that parking does is making this wheel rotate one way and the other one the other way. But since this one is disconnected, that one will free wheelie go forward. So you will find the car down the slope. So parking doesn't do squat in this case. So be really careful, and that's why I have those blocks. Once the wheel is out, let me show you how it looks. I'm gonna try to go with my phone here as much as I can. So the outer boot is, you could say, fine, but there you have literally the axle broken, and the other part is there that I'm gonna have to remove. So the inner boot is completely destroyed, and there's a piece in there, of course, that I'm gonna have to remove from the transmission. I'm gonna check if anything is broken, but there's grease everywhere. Yeah, my phone is getting some grease, but anyway, I'm gonna start cleaning and waiting for the part to come so I can fix it and do an assessment and see if there's any other broken part when this went flying. I wanna check the lower arm. You can see the link is fine. This link is fine. The lower arm, I'm gonna check that. Yeah, everything looks good on this side. Alright, so I'm gonna start prepping up. But I wanted to do this to make sure that everything is fine. I hope this helps. If this ever happens to you, I'm literally getting as close as I can, my guys. And here's the brake hose, all good. The sensor, the speed sensor. These are all the things that I would check. Rotors, brakes, everything looks good. The lower arm boots, or the connections there, they're fine. A little bit dry, but anyway, there is fine. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna get going and prep it up. I remove these two here and I move it out of the way. It's a lot easier to work with. Look, I'll show you. There, and I still have to clean it, by the way, because it has some grease. So far, I cleaned it as much as I could. I remove a few pieces, you can tell. I still have to remove that inner section, and I'm gonna clean it even more because it went everywhere, that grease. But I removed the inner portion, I'll show you in a second. And I also remove the axle here from here. In order to pry it out, I use this, let's show you here, 2 pry bars. I use the smaller one because otherwise it's too long and it hits the concrete on the ground. So I literally put it behind that thing and pry, boom, and it came out easily, very easily. I put the pan just in case, but I haven't seen anything yet. Now I'm gonna pull it out. There. Okay, before starting to put the new piece on it, let me stress the importance of first having the blocks in the back, and also raising the two front wheels like here, because that allows you to literally grab from here, and you don't have to get into a car. You can move the tires as you need. See, and I have two blocks in the back, so if you need to work there and you need to move it, you can always put pressure over there. Now I have only one hand, but yeah, you can move it right there. You can move it one way or the other. It's easier if the two wheels are in the air. Otherwise you have to go inside of the car, move the steering wheel. It's a lot easier. So here's the new part from Rockauto. There's a GSP one, and the part number, it had a number, yeah, 36163. That's the one. And it's always a good idea to compare the old one that came out, like even though it was in pieces, with a new one that is approximately, yeah, same size. You have to check the splines. This one, the new one, comes with the clip right there, which is very important. This is the one that is going to keep it inside. Also, it came with a new nut. Count the splines, they are the same ones here. Very rusted. Of course, it was original. This one has like 160,000 miles. Yeah, you can tell it's the original. That's a Honda thing. But look how it was broken. So everything looks just fine. This, you would say, no, that's wrong, it should be here. No, it's because when it pulled the whole thing and slide it all the way from here all the way to there. You cannot slide anymore. The forces might have been tremendous. So everything coincides if you look at it. It's good. It's good to go. Let's put it in. So I'll be removing this 3, 1, 2, there, and 3. You see them. I already loosed this up with the impact wrench. It's pretty easy. You remove this 3 and then the whole knuckle, the steel knuckle comes out of the lower arm. I'll get that done now. It was a piece of cake. This is the last one. I'll show you. Oh, the other way around, of course. And there they are. 1, 2, and 3. Of course, I used my best friend, the PV Blaster, a little bit on it, and it came like butter with this small. It's actually a small wrench. It's not a pretty powerful, but it does the job. So using a long pry bar, I just got it from there and pushed down, and this literally came on its own. So now you have leeway to move it, so you can insert that CV axle in there. And let me show you how long is. That's it. That must be 2 feet pry bar. The key to insert it right is first remember to remove the nut from the other side so you don't never forget. Leave it here. Second, there's a clip there. Remember, a clip like this. So you want to leave it to the facing the top position. It's gonna make it a lot easier when you put it there. Since you want to keep it that way, and I also want to grease a little bit of this, you put grease and I position it to stay this way. So when I push, this is gonna happen and it's gonna go through. If you leave it in any other way, it's gonna make your life harder. Believe me, I've been there and a lot of people told me thank you for that tip. I got it from somebody else anyway. But try that, and now we're gonna go in there and just simply push it in position and then grab it from here, and once it's secure, boom, you just give it a bump until you hear click and it gets in. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. I was telling you, it's in position. It's as much as you can go, and now I verify that I have this play with it. So now I'm gonna hit it. There you go. So it's secure in place. Now we have to put this end through the knuckle, and I suggest to put some grease here so it makes your job a lot easier. So I suggest you to prepare the knuckle like this, so when you do that, it literally goes like butter. There you go, it's inside. Now you can straighten it up to make it easier. There. If it doesn't go in that easily, turn the wheel a little bit, because most likely the splines are hitting with each other. And there you go. Now secure it in place. Now let's put back the knuckle. Oh no, the lower arm back to where it was. Now I'm gonna put the bolts here. The torque on those 3 bolts is 44 pounds for this Civic. 4 pound. Torque this one to 133 for this car. And now we're gonna do a notch here. That should be enough. Let's put back this cover. I have one of those kits. Okay, once you're done with all this, check that you don't have any leaks, and also you're gonna have to that your fluid, the automatic transmission fluid, is correct. Here is the drain. That direction is the front of the car. That is the left, the driver's side, and that is the check plug. So you remove that one first. You level the car. You remove that one, and if fluid is coming through it, it's at the right level. If it's dry, means that you need to put more fluid. If it's coming too much, it's because you already had a lot of fluid. That's the drain again, and that is a 17 millimeters. That one, right there here, and you can tell that I checked because it's a little bit wet here. So I clean it, and I'll put the link to another video that I have, that how to change or replace the transmission fluid. In here is how I did it. Here's the plug, and now it's at the right level. So now I'm gonna put the wheel and give it a try. So guys, here I am, it's done. I'm super happy with this. Remove the blocks, of course. But thank you very much for watching this video, and if you like it, please subscribe, and for more videos like this. I'm constantly fixing cars for my kids and my family, and also ask any questions you may have. I try to respond as soon as I can. Thank you.